Well, good morning. This is our weekly Ag Market Network market report. It's Thursday. It's the 21st of June. This program is brought to you by FiberMax and Stoneville Seed. And exports have just come out. We've not even had a chance to look at these yet. Let's just go through. The cotton had a negative number of 112,000. 400 running bells. That means we had cancellations that amounted to an actual negative number. Don't know what the market was expecting, but remember, these numbers reflect a week ago. And a week ago, we were trading above 94 cents. Today, we're trading at 84 cents. So the numbers that come out next week will reflect probably very strong demand as prices have gotten much cheaper. So we'll just have to deal with that. In addition to that, July cotton, there's not a lot of high quality cotton out there to be had, and a lot of these cancellations are cotton that was bought. It turns out that the quality is not what they want, or that's been the talk for a couple of weeks now. Let's see, China took 31,700 running bales. Turkey took 3,200 running bales. Thailand took 1,400. And the cancellations were Vietnam canceled 68,300. Indonesia took 40,500. Hong Kong canceled 26,400. Now, the 2018-2019 sales were pretty good. This is new crop, 295,400 running bales. And China took 211,700. That's a good number. Hong Kong took 26,400. Mexico took 17,500. The actual shipments were 312,800. What's the reaction of the market? Well, cotton had gotten up 42 before the report. Right now it's up 28. That puts December at 84.46. So it has backed off, not in a dramatic way. Let's look at soybeans. Net sales of 301,700. The Netherlands took 240,300 metric tons. Vietnam took 82,300 metric tons. Saudi Arabia took 65,900 metric tons. Soybeans before the report were up 1/4 cent in November. We're looking at November now. November's up 1/2 cent, no real reaction. Corn, net sales of 165,900 metric tons. Mexico took 214,800. Japan took 142,600. Peru took 108,000. So let's look for the cancellations here. Reductions of 584,700 from unknown destinations. So that's the big cancellation there. Wheat, net sales of 461,600 metric tons. Philippines took 137,000 metric tons. Japan took 118,500 metric tons. Thailand took 49,600 metric tons. And the wheat market in September, wheat was up 7.5 cents before the report. Right now, the wheat market is in September up 7.25. So not much reaction. Let's just talk about the markets here lately. I mean, you can just boil this down to one thing, and this is affecting agricultural markets, and that is the trade sanction talk out in public. The back and forth primarily between the U.S. Announcing the adding trade sanctions with regard to China, and then China retaliating immediately with sanctions of an equal amount. And that's gone back and forth. It happened last Thursday night. It happened again, I believe it was Monday, and it just has ramped up the pressure. It's made people uncomfortable. There are really two reasons that this is negative for the market. The first is if you are an export market and we're selling exports, they're importing from us certain markets, then their sanctions are directed at us, and that, in effect, will lower the demand because they're not going to be buying from us. I don't think many people think we're actually going to go into a trade war. At this point, it's the threat, but the threat affects the market. So the first is it supposedly can affect demand. Then the second thing is the large speculators, the big funds, get nervous and start exiting long positions. And exiting long positions means selling the market. And there's significant volume there. And we've seen the effect that it can have on a market like cotton. We dropped 10 cents. We actually dropped it. We'll go straight to that. But I'll just say this first. The two markets affected the most are soybeans, because we export so much to China, and cotton. Those are the two big markets, and those are the markets that have gotten hit the hardest as a result of this. We've seen cotton drop over 10 days, 1,188 points. That's a massive drop, and it has nothing to do with weather. It has nothing to do with anything except these trade sanctions. The high was 94.82 10 days ago. The low made a couple of days ago was 82.94. What to expect? If trade talk becomes positive, you will regain most of what you lost. You should quickly move back toward 90, and then we see what happens. If trade talk continues to be negative, it's possible we're going to see some more downside. So it's really in the hands of things that are not directly related to agriculture as we normally would watch: weather, any news coming out about demand specifically, any fundamentals to the market. We're not trading that now. Matter of fact, I don't think there's a market on this board that's not being affected by this, including markets like crude oil. So let's talk about soybeans. Last 20 days, soybeans have dropped to $1.96. That's a massive drop. The last part of it has been due to trade talks. Corn has dropped 69.5 cents over 20 days, from $4.29.5 to $3.60. I'll back up to cotton. Soybeans. Soybeans saw a high in November of 10.60.5. Then it dropped, and a couple of days ago it got to 8.64.5. So that's the reason we had a $1.96 drop in beans, a 69.5 cent drop in corn, and in July wheat we've seen an 86.5 cent drop, from a high of 5.54 to a low of 4.67.5. So what happens if things finally settle down? If things finally settle down, there's some positive news coming out about trade, statements made by the U.S. that they're making progress, things are going to work out, then we'll bounce. We could see November soybeans bounce from where they are right now at 9.12 back up toward 9.70 to 9.80. In December corn, we could where the December corn's trading at 3.78. We could see that market firming back toward 3.95, even approaching $4. In July wheat, let's just look at July wheat. July wheat's at 4.96. It can move back about to 5.20 to 5.30. So that's what it's all about now. Traditionally, we talk about lots of things. There's nothing to talk about now, really, other than the thing that matters the most, which is the effect of the trade sanctions on the market. We're going to be at the mercy of those winds that blow as far as the effect on this market. That's what we've got to be concerned about. One last look at the market. We've got cotton up 42 in December at 84.60. So it appears, at least at these really cheap levels, the market is not shocked by this cancellation. We've got November soybeans up 1 3/4, so it is up $0.01 25 since exports have come out. We've got December corn up 2.5. December corn was up 2.5 before the report, no change. We've got September wheat up 8. Before the market was up 7.25 before the report, so it's firmed up a little there. That's it. Thanks for joining us for this edition of the Ag Market Network Weekly Market Report. It's brought to you by FiberMax and Stoneville Seed. We'll see you later. Thank you.